Are you planning on sticking with the same starting rotation?
We'll go with obviously Root tomorrow, TBA game two, and Wood game three.
Is that just kind of a matter of wanting to keep with Wood kind of coming back, wanting to keep him on a normal rest, or?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
And then with Tennessee, they've got obviously one of the best pitchers in the country, and Liam Doyle. I'm curious, watching tape on him, video and stuff. Kind of, what do you see from him? What makes him so good?
Well, he's left-handed and he throws 97, 98 miles an hour a lot and super hard to hit. And he's hard to hit because he throws his fastball up in the zone a little bit. It's got a lot of carry. He's got a good breaking ball. And I mean, that's just some of it. But you're probably talking about the SEC pitcher of the year.
And one more real quick. You brought back a couple of guys that hadn't pitched in a while, and Coyle and Dietz. So I'm curious, how do they feel in the days since they've thrown? Did everything come out good?
Yeah, they're fine. They're good to go.
Matt Byrne.
Yeah, hi Dave. Talking at Swatters, you're talking about the timeline for Gabe, a week or two. Was just wondering if there's an injury update on him, status update.
On who?
Gabe Frazier.
Yeah, he's better now. He he'll be able to play if we need him, I would think. Now, swinging the bat is probably the issue. The twisting and turning with the bat, but it seems to be better, a lot better. He actually worked out with us yesterday and did all the defensive drills. Didn't do all the offensive drills, so we'll see how that turns out today. See if he's okay.
So I guess would the plan continue to be to keep platooning Rocco and Reese at first base, depending on the pitching matchup for this weekend, or?
Well, the plan right now is just put out the best put the best matchup in the lineup, but at the same time, we got to play defense. So I'm not sure who I'm going to play over there. I mean, Reese would be the guy right now.
Dudley, go ahead.
Let's talk a little bit about what you've seen out of Tennessee this year, maybe how they're a little bit different than last year.
Same as everybody else. They're very talented, and they've got a very strong bullpen. Their starters have really good stuff, and I mean, they're one of the best offenses in the league. They're hitting over 300 as a team, and there's only three teams doing that this year at this time of year. Um, you know, you look at the home runs, they've hit a lot of home runs lately. I think they're up to 112, 13, 14, somewhere in there. So it's an explosive team with really good talent, and yeah, I'm not going to touch on everything, but that's pretty obvious stuff.
Obviously, Texas, for the older fans, has been the big rival. Tennessee's become a big one for the new fans. Just talk about the series and how two really good teams continue to go at it competitively.
Yeah, I mean it's just another SEC series that there's coaches know each other. I'm sure the players know each other, and I mean they're the defending national champion. That probably makes it more exciting for the fans. But for me personally, it's another SEC series. It's not any different than playing Texas or LSU or A&M or all these guys are just really talented teams, and um, you have to play really well to win. And it's hard to win a series. If you can get one, get it.
Appreciate it.
Daniel, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Coach. Last week you had Anderson and Ianson, and then this week Doyle and then Phillips maybe in game two. Just how do you handle, two separate looks on a pretty quick turnaround?
Well, it's just normal stuff. You got a left and you got a right. They both throw super hard. They have really good stuff. Um, yeah, it's what we try to do. That's why baseball's different. You're playing game after game after game, and you're facing different styles of pitching. You're playing the same team maybe three times on the weekend, but the pitching's all different usually. Yeah, one game at a time. Try to figure out if we can get to Doyle, and then score enough runs to win the game, and then we move on to the next guy when that one's over. But there's no secret. you evaluate what they do, and you try to get some hits when you get the opportunities. You got to score when you get a chance, and it's tough. There's few opportunities with these type of pitchers that we've been seeing the last few weeks.
And then with Phillips, he's had a little bit of a stolen base problem. Y'all really aren't much of a, steal bases kind of team. Is that something that you point out in the matchup beforehand, or how do you kind of go about handling that?
Well, we point out everything. I mean, just like every other team, you try to figure out how you're going to beat somebody. First off, you figure out how you're going to make contact and how you're going to attack him, and then you go over everything, whether it's offense, defense. So, yeah.
Appreciate it.
Tom, go ahead.
Hey, sorry, I've got a crew power washing outside here, so I hope it doesn't get too loud. It's fair to call Tony a protege of yours, I think. What do you think of his team building style and just his coaching persona?
I think he's done a good job. I mean, he's a good coach. He's a great recruiter, and he's got Elander and Coach Anderson there, and I mean, he's got good staff. So the key is getting them to play hard, and they do, and then they're talented on top of that, and they're at a place that they're supported as good as anybody in our league or anybody in the country.
You guys are 9-1 against them in the last 10. And they've been very good during that entire time. Is there a way to explain that?
I think a couple years back when we beat them here, they were kind of, the roller coaster of the SEC. They were at the bottom of that roller coaster, and then they came out of it. And again, it's timing. When you play people, whether it's minor leagues, big leagues, or the SEC, when you're talking, 3 and 4 and 5 months, you catch people at the right time, you get them, you're playing good, they're not. I think we've been kind of fortunate that we've caught them at the right time a couple of times. Plus, we've had good teams, they've had good teams, and when you have that, it's to me, it's all about timing. And I don't know where we're at right now. I feel like both teams are obviously at the end of the season, looking forward to the SEC tournament, looking forward to the NCAA tournament. Just going to play. Hopefully, we play well these 3 games, and we play well enough to win a couple.
Thanks.
Jackson, go ahead.
Hey, Dave, do you mind sharing any details about maybe your first conversation with Tony after the national title last year? Whether, did he thank you? What was that conversation like?
A little bit of that. I called him. He was bombarded, obviously. Just congratulated him and happy for him, and kind of just proud of him, and happy for Josh and all the guys that we knew that were involved in that program. And he thanked me a lot, and there's a lot of that. You probably have talked to him about it.
I know we didn't, sorry for a week-old question here, but we didn't get to talk to you after game 1 against LSU. You pulled Root after 6. I know he's up to 90 pitches. Was that an eye with the short rest? And he does have short rest, and you're keeping him on the schedule. Is there anything different about him that makes you feel a little extra comfortable there?
So you asked me 2 questions there?
I pulled a Bob Holt on you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, do that again.
What went into pulling Root going into the 7th? First off, back against LSU, was there any inkling of an eye?
Yeah, just from watching maybe their swings, and they were getting to the point where they were seeing him 3rd and 4th time, and he, but more than anything, he'd throw 90 pitches. I've said all year long, I want to be good at the end of the year, and we had a pitcher in the bullpen that has done nothing but pitch well here and throw strikes. And, he had 2 hitters where he didn't throw strikes. And, that cost us the lead, but that's baseball. That's what happens. And, we gave him the ball again on Sunday. That's how much confidence we have in that individual. And, he got us a couple outs, and then we went from there. But yeah, that's why we took him out. I mean, it was time.
with Reese, a lot of guys maybe they come into the lineup and they have a good moment and then it doesn't quite sustain. I know there's a lot of season left, but he's sustained some of that form that he found. I mean, how good is that to see? And like, what has been the difference for him? I know you said better BP, but is there anything in his approach that's changed?
Well, better BP is what got my attention. Bat speed is good. Um, Defense is outstanding. So, he's a good target over there, and he has experience. I mean, he played really well this past summer. He's had a couple of good summers. He got his at bats there, bats in the fall. They hadn't get him in the spring because of other things, and now he is. So I just feel like that in his mind, he's not scared. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's SEC baseball, and he's been there. He's seen it, and now he's getting his opportunity, and he's taking advantage of it.
Coming back around from Let's Go. Hutch, Matt, got anything? Dudley?
I got one. Dave, Tennessee's team with Tony, they always play with like a lot of emotion. They're kind of feisty. I'm wondering, do you talk to your team to try to ahead of time, like, hey, we need to try to stay focused on us and not kind of get caught up in that aspect of it?
Well, we talk to our team about that all the time. Doesn't really matter who we're playing. We talk about, we can go through all the stats and their players, but bottom line, we just need to know some tendencies, but it's about how we play and how we act. And, if other teams are saying stuff or getting fired up, then we need to do something to slow it down and try not to worry about them. Really, just let them do their thing. We'll do ours. But yeah, I think any coach will talks about those type of things, but going into a series or a big game.
Matt?
Yeah.
Just
Oh, go ahead.
Matt, my bad.
Okay. We've talked before about scheduling midweek games versus not doing so this late in the season. Obviously, Tennessee just played. They have a quick turnaround. I mean, do you see any benefit to that?
The only benefit is if you play at home and you have a couple of pitchers that really need to throw, and that's who you throw. The other benefit is nobody gets hurt. And again, it's just trying to get your games in. You're 56, and we got to get ours in earlier. There were some teams yesterday that played in our league, and some of them did great, some of them struggled a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's year to year. You just schedule when you can get teams to come in, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they're feeling. I don't know anything about their travel, or I just know we play them tomorrow night at 7.
Dudley, Daniel, wrap us up, please.
Having that second game as TBD, is there a plethora of guys you could use in that game, kind of depending on how the first game goes?
Yeah, we've got a couple guys, obviously, but if we need to use a guy or two, we'll use them. But I wouldn't say a plethora. I would say a couple.
Appreciate it.
Daniel, wrap up.
Yeah, Coach, just a quick one with Jimenez. Is he to the point that he can fully, pitch twice on the weekend consistently, and, the kind of care package that was with him at the beginning of the year is kind of more or less gone?
Yeah, it's good to go. Obviously, it depends on how many pitches or how stressful they were, or was he cruising? And then, he's got to talk to us, communicate with us, tell us how he feels physically, not necessarily how his arm feels. His arm's been feeling great. It's about how your body feels.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing and we're into the NBA and NHL playoffs, and BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline Casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Bet online, the game starts here.